or calls for European countries to return artifacts taken from Africa during the colonial era and also pay reparations to the continent are intensifying. While the campaign has been ongoing for many years, it is now gaining traction as Africans in the diaspora and Caribbean countries are joining the movement. Ghana has held the Accra Reparations conference, seeking to coordinate a united front to demand compensation for the transatlantic slave trade and wrong committed during the colonial era. CGTN's Nabil Ahmed Rufai reports from Accra.
The Cape Coast Castle in Ghana is a reminder of the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of Africans were shipped across the Atlantic to Europe and the US and sold into slavery more than 400 years ago. Many people are yet to reconcile with the atrocities committed by Europeans during the colonial era, and Ghana is rallying the rest of the continent to call for compensation.
The demand for reparations is not an attempt to rewrite history or to continue the cycle of victimization. It's a call to recognize the undeniable truth and right the wrongs that have gone unpunished for far too long and continues to thrive presently.
Government delegations, diplomats and activists from across Africa, the Caribbean and the diaspora gathered in Accra for a 3-day conference. Beyond the push for reparation, there is also a call for a return of artifacts taken from African countries during colonial rule.
The initiative for the return and restitution of African cultural properties to the continent must also be a major issue of concern for all Africans. We must call for the return of African cultural properties that were illegally and shamelessly transported from the continent. This reconnection of the present and the past will also help to build new relations with the international community, especially that of Europe, which was principally responsible for the original theft of the cultural properties.
While some Western countries, including Germany and France, have admitted wrongs committed during the colonial era and started returning stolen artifacts to Africa, others have been slow to act. For many years, different groups have been calling for ex-imperial powers to pay compensation for crimes committed during the colonial era. Now, participants at this conference want to coordinate their efforts to achieve a common goal of securing reparations for Africa. And they want to use all available means to get their voices heard.
Law is crucial because law was crucial in the subjugation of our people, so it needs to be used as a tool for liberation as well, because it won't go away, it's here, but we need to look at how law justified certain exploitations, the dehumanizations of African people and the enslavements of Africans, because the justification was in the law.
Advocates also believe it is crucial to build a united front for a structured campaign on reparations across Africa.
The power of us coming together, of us recognizing that our future and our fortune is interconnected. And there is simply no way to successfully acquire a reparative justice without a collective engagement.
The campaigns for financial reparations for Africa has not yielded the desired results in the past. At the end of this conference, African governments have resolved to work together to ensure that their demands are met. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, CGTN, Accra, Ghana.